Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another thrilling episode of PNSQ Chronicles. Today, I am solo because our beloved Srilu Bala is off vacationing and having a great time, but we will see her in future shows very soon. But for today, you get just me. Actually, you don't get just me. You also get our wonderful guest. I would like to introduce you to Sophia McKeever, who has the great experience of being a frequent speaker, invited speaker, and I think if I'm getting this right, she works for Pokemon. Did I get that right?
That is correct. I work for the Pokemon Company International. It is worth me saying that anything I say today is not necessarily reflective of their opinions or stance. It's all my own.
Sophia has been an active speaker with us. She has done our quality jams. She has done a number of meetups with us. And her invited speaker talk is As a Constellation We Shine, Mentorship Through the Lens of Shine Theory. First off, I love the titles of your talks, but fill in the blanks. What are we talking about here?
It takes the idea of mentorship and applies the concept of what is shine theory. To kind of break that down, shine theory is a concept created by Enamatau Sao and Anne Freeman, and it's this idea of mutual investment in each other in order to help each other learn and grow and be your best selves. The theory is, I don't shine if you don't shine. And so mentorship is often seen as a concept of investment in a single person, right? It's investment from a mentor to a mentee. However, in my experience and the experience of multiple people I had that I've both mentored and have been mentees to, there's this concept where as a mentor myself and as a mentor for the people who have mentored me, they've ended up learning a lot from each other and learning a lot from me and learning a lot from their other mentees. I want to break this myth that mentorship is only a one-way street where it's mentor benefiting a mentee, but instead it's this concept where a mentee can also, in theory, be a mentor to the mentor.
That's a great point. In fact, I did a contract gig last year as a teacher. One of the things that I had to do, of course, was that I had a set schedule for several months. And that course was me training up a group of manual testers into becoming SDETs. And as you know, that's a lot of material to cover and detail with that. And I kid you not, a lot of the coolest things that I discovered was because of the interactions with the students that I was upskilling. I was supposed to be the one teaching them. And yet a number of times, one of the students in the class would say, hey, I took that idea that you had and well, I did some refactoring in it. What do you think about this approach? And I looked at him and, oh, wow, that's really cool. And so I took that and put it into our material and it made it just that much better. And so absolutely, you think to yourself, I'm the one that's being the teacher, but oftentimes the person who's listening and they're getting it in and they get a chance to experiment, they oftentimes give you really great feedback that will make it just that much better the next time.
You mentioned something that is absolutely beautiful and things I've heard before and things that I really like the idea that someone can take a teaching that I have done and twist it and make it their own and make it even more beautiful in a way that is very stunning and very profound, because that means you taught them something, and you taught them something in such a way that they were able to make something more out of it, and then suddenly you benefit from it, right? And so it's this just incredible idea that we can still be that teacher, we can be that person who wants to help others learn, or we could be the learner and want to learn whatever someone's trying to teach us, but then end up being the teacher or being the student.
That is very cool. And I love the excitement that you're bringing to this. This sounds like it's going to be a fantastic talk. So everybody out there, I hope you'll get a chance to take advantage and listen to this. By the way, if you are a attendee in person, you'll get a chance to do so. The invited speaker track is its own room. They're in the main ballroom, and you'll get plenty of opportunities to interact. If you are part of the virtual track, of course, you can pick any talk. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that if you are attending as part of the free track, the invited speakers are part of that presentation. So either way, you're going to get a chance to Listen to Sophia's talk and enthusiasm. Now, to add to this, here's one where you must be present to play. You're also giving a workshop, and again, another title, and I hope I get through this, the Automagical Marvel UI automation using a hybridization of page object and logical function models, or hybrid POM/FLM. Okay, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm going to know how to lead into that. That's all you. What are we talking about here?
Okay, so yes, that title is a mouthful, but it's very descriptive if you're at all in the space of UI automation and specifically the concept of page object model. So if you think about any type of UI automation, be it Selenium, be it XC test through Swift, be it game driver, anything like that, you're going through and you're defining like elements and working with those elements and building out your framework based on like, okay, I have this element here, I want to be able to interact with it in some way, shape, or form. And then of course you build your tests on top of that and you go forward. One of the big problems I often hear with this kind of methodology is that it's very cumbersome and nebulous in a way, as far as people being able to understand how to use these elements, how to work with them. You have to have a lot of ingrained built-in Selenium knowledge, or well, basically knowledge of any sort of UI automation framework that you're building in order to work with it. So this concept, let's break it down. Page object model is a standard type of model inside of UI automation. Basically takes a page, or yeah, it takes the page. So if you think of a website like, I don't know, let's say Pokemon.com, and you you have your different elements that you want to interact with. Okay, great. So you make all those into this class that represents the page, and then you interact with it through that class. Cool. Very simple concept. What this model does, the hybrid POM/LFM, or hybridization of page object and logical function, is it takes this a step further. So you build your page object model, you define those elements, but then you take those elements and wrap them in data types that represent the way you would interact with that particular object. Like, what is a text box? A text box is an input-output that is a string of text. And so if we take this concept of defining a text box as a string, and we wrap a getter and setter around it that says you now interact as a string and nothing else, suddenly you've limited the scope of your interaction with that object to just its like default intended functionality as a string. So that way I can just, like, if I'm defining a username and password, I can instantiate my page. I could be like page equals login page. And then instead of saying, okay, I need to login page dot username element dot send keys, or no, dot clear, and then dot send keys, and punch in all that stuff, and punch in whatever string I send it. What if I just say login page dot username equals whatever username I'm sending, and just cut out that middleman, and that way no one needs to know how Selenium works in order to interact with that page, because the definition of the object is how the object operates through its data, the data type we've wrapped around it.
Well, fantastic. I should also mention that it's not just that you're going to be demonstrating this, but everybody's going to get a chance to roll up their sleeves and actually play with this, and they will have a model to go home with.
Absolutely. Yep. The workshop will have an interactive piece. You'll be able to get your hands dirty. I'll have a basic GitLab repo set up that you can clone and work with and basically build on top of. I'm aiming for at least Python support, but hopefully I'll have a couple of other languages that you can also fit in there as well. But hopefully at least having the Python concept is good enough, because you can take that and apply it to any object-oriented programming language that's using the concept of an element-based UI automation.
Fantastic. Well, Sophia, I'm so grateful that you could join us today for this. And for everybody else out there, we are grateful that you joined us to listen to PNSQ Chronicles. We ask you to stay tuned, because we will be bringing some more great speakers and great workshop presenters your way. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
great day.